think that I just come in there and look for knockouts, and that's not the case. You know, I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, what happened? I'm here. Who wanted to fight with me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter can beat me.
Demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all the belts, all of the titles. Body work.
Welcome to Body Work. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. It feels so good to be back. Man, I'm happy, man. I'm happy with this news, man. I've been waiting because this is not a channel where I don't just put out news. I don't just make up stuff. I follow the path. And right now I have been worried, man. I have been real worried about Subriel Matias and why we didn't have any news. And I have painted a picture. We've been here. Everybody who knows, man, the 300 knows. He was around. One of the people putting out mad videos, like 37, 38, probably more if you combine him and some other people. Probably about 38, close to 40 strong videos. You can look at the Subriel Matias package deal inside of the playlist if you want to. But I felt like he had got a raw deal, right? Cookie Monster, Body Work, salute. You say sounding good, Cookie Monster, salute. Thank you, Cookie Monster. I appreciate that. Champion Sports Boxing in the building. Salute. Thanks for showing up. SA Killer Bees, Frenchie Gang was first one in the building. Salute. I appreciate y'all. But when I was looking at Subriel, I couldn't wait to hear whether or not he'll be back. Now, there's a lot of people out here right now. They're doing a whole lot of gaslighting. So I just got to go over this one thing, because people contradict themselves like all day, every day. Is lying a form of gaslighting? If someone is lying to you about something, regardless of whether or not that lie is a lie of convenience or omission, it might be gaslighting. Now, not all lies are created equal. While white lies aren't always an indication of gaslighting, is something that you'll want to be wary of. And in the subject of Subriel Matias, man, they stayed doing that. They stayed doing that when it came down to Subriel Matias, because he's being painted like he ain't did nothing, he ain't do nothing. I'm like, man, listen, man, if you stopped everybody you fought, you avenged your only loss. You came back and a guy like Leon Paro caught you on, you know what I'm saying, on the night where it wasn't your night. You know, he beat you in your backyard, okay. But all of the things that's been spewed, the conversation around Subriel Matias, like even like a lot of the fan base, I was like, where was everybody? Me not being an insider, not having access to the fighter, I could only do but so much. I couldn't do anything without any information. Now I heard that, you know, him and Panda parted ways. You know, supposedly Panda wanted to stay at base camp and Subriel wanted to go elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't want to be at the base camp. He wanted to stay there. So I heard he's not working with him. That had concerned me. But who was I to do a video saying that concerned me? They would have just laughed and scoffed and said, oh, look at the butt hurt Subriel Matias fan. It's like, no, because I was one of the ones that said that Subriel Matias had no business going over there with Eddie Hearn with all of his contractual obligations, pretty much dictating that he was going to have to defend. going to have to defend his belt. You know, so we didn't know who was on the deal. We seen what happened with Richardson Hitchens and Gustavo Lemos. He beat the Eliminator. I'm not sure what Richardson is up to and what he got going and when he's going to challenge for that. You know, I know a lot of people jumped off the porch when it came down to Liam Paro. People got convenient amnesia when it was a time when Devin Haney could have actually unified with Subriel Matias. He went and played in the sandbox with Ryan. It was a day and time when Teofimo said he had sent the contract, but he knew that Subriel had a hurt hand. He was saying, hey, I want to do this around the Super Bowl time. He moved on. He had bigger and better plans. And after he won, he said, I want to go the WBA route. Then he turned around and fight Steve Claggett. You know, I mean, everybody, it was some recency bias when it came down to Isaac Pitbull Cruz and what people were saying when he actually came up and took that strap. Oh, he going to do this and he going to do that. They put Subriel Matias to the back. And they did that off the backs of him getting that strap off of Rolly. He go on to defend it against Rayo, pluck that belt right up off of him. Fairly easy. You know, in my opinion, you know, he got caught a couple times, but it was a fairly easy fight. And the narrative changed because it was a point in time when Subriel Matias was just out here calling all kind of names. He couldn't get any kind of smoke. Regis, he was saying something about them fighting, but Regis is tied up with Catterall. And I was looking at Eddie like, man, Eddie, listen, you got all these fighters, man. Who's gonna fight who? He even got Tito Mercado here lately. So you talking about Shakur off and on. Devin is off and on with him. So you can say Devin off and on, Shakur, Tito Mercado now, Andy Cruz. He already had Richardson Hitchens, Regis. So we looking around at all of the 140s and trying to figure out, okay, who's going to mix it up and what's going to happen. And they act like Subriel Matias didn't exist. They act like they didn't exist. So I was kind of concerned. This is what I seen. I came across this. And when I first seen it, I ain't look at it right away. You know how YouTube is. You know how YouTube is. Protect yourself at all times. This is not mine. Got to validate my sources, since my word and my opinion and the things I develop ain't good enough. You know, I always have to qualify it with a source. Let my haters tell it. Subriel Matias will reportedly return to action in November to face slugger Gabriel Golas. This is Boxing News 24. Subriel Matias returned against Gabriel Golas, Venezuela, in November. It says on a date and a location that is still to be announced. This is a must-win for knockout artist Matias because he turns his career around quickly. Valenzuela, 29-3-1, 17 KOs, is a big puncher with an aggressive style and the ability to finish what Liam Paro started in his win over Matias. The news of the Matias fight in November comes from, and they give this at right here. Matias, 20-2 with 20 knockouts, lost his IBF light welterweight title to Liam Paro by a surprisingly one-sided 12-round unanimous decision last summer on June 15th in Manatí, Puerto Rico. That was the same night Tank fought. In that fight, Matias couldn't put his punches together with any consistency, and Paro outmaneuvered him. When they were close, Power roughed up Matias, manhandling him and shoving him around the ring. The hype about Matias has completely disappeared since that loss to Power, and fans on social media no longer talk about him. It's like Matias never existed. Eddie Hearn has got to be regretting signing Subriel because he's stuck with the lemon unless he can turn his career around. If Hearn can rebuild Matias, he could capture another title at 140, but he needs to forget about attempting to avenge his loss to Pyro. Hearn should have already brought Matias back in the confidence builder type of fight, because letting him stew on his loss was not good. I don't know what the writer has against, I don't know what the writer has, but you got this is now. Don't shoot the messenger. This is let's see who this author is. Dan Ambrose. So salute to Dan Ambrose. 9/24, 2024. Dan Ambrose. Now this is his, the way Matias performed against Pyro showed that he didn't have the right style to defeat him. Matias has got to put his punches together for a fighter like Pyro, and he needs more of an inside game. Pyro made him look silly in that fight, and he really wasn't that impressive himself. A talented light welterweight like Ryan Garcia would have feasted on Pyro, but Matias is too limited. So I guess they like Ryan. You know what I'm saying? It's clear to bring them up at this point in time. Unless Ryan, I guess Devin liked Ryan too. I guess that's why he foregone going that unification, and we could have all seen that happen instead of hindsight speculation. But I digress. Unless Matias can make changes to his game to fix the flaws that Pyro exposed, he should permanently forget about him because he would ruin his career. Very, 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 very strong opinion. Matias is ranked at number 5 IBF and number 10 WBC at light welterweight. He can come back from this loss and get a fast title shot if Hearn keeps him busy. He needs to fight 4 times a year against readily better competition to get in position to fight for another title. Now, what I didn't really understand, I'm going to be honest with y'all. What I really didn't understand about this whole situation is how was Devin Haney getting ready to get a shot? How was Devin Haney getting ready to get a shot at Liam Pyro, but he stepped out and said it was because of more money? But Subriel Matias would have never got a shot at it. He never got a shot at a rematch. In the court now, this is the opinion of that article now. That's what this is. This is the opinion of this article. The author of this article, that's his opinion, right? So I was thinking that was kind of weird. Like, why wouldn't Subriel have a right to be able to rematch, or why wouldn't he even be looked at, you know what I'm saying, as having an opportunity to be able to rematch? I mean, we just seen where Dubois and AJ got it on. Dubois upset the apple cart, and they was basically saying that AJ, the non-title holder at the point in time when they fought, had a rematch, and that was pretty much like a foregone conclusion. Everybody saying no. Now the results of that fight at heavyweight, and the results in how close this other fight was between Pyro and Subriel, was nowhere near each other. I mean, it was almost like Subriel fought a lazy fight. He didn't change gears the way he needed to, and he allowed Liam Pyro to use all of his resources. He clinched, he pushed, he stopped him at the front door, held on, pushed him. He went to his body. He worked when Subriel was taking rest. He made him move his feet. It was just like a real tactical thing, to where it just really looked like Subriel had an off night. I give Liam Pyro all the credit in the world, and I said no matter what, we was gonna have to give Liam Pyro all the credit in the world. Why? Because there's no secret that nobody wanted to fight Subriel Matias. They can say what they want. They've been painting this picture, and they've been doing this and doing that, and part of it was like, oh, well, they not going for them people because of culture or whatever background, whatever you want to use in place of it. And I said, no, hold on. No, it's because he's still a tough out. I still had him as Sub-Zero no más tears. You know what I'm saying? In my book. So I'm happy to hear him coming back. I want to look at this guy and go over some things about this guy. Salute body. Salute AC. Salute. Bloodshot. Salute body work. Salute Bloodshot. Happy to see you in the building. Champion Sports Boxing. Exactly my thoughts about that. Yeah, they have some very, very strong critical things to say, but do y'all see how the tables turn? Y'all see how the narrative shift and like how everything like is getting pivoted around, and the whole thing about Subriel Matias now, like he's, you know, it might be over for him and all this. It's like he didn't get busted up. His ego might have got bruised. I mean, he might have learned a lesson, but I mean, neither him, the two boogeymen lost that night. The two boogeymen lost that night. That was June 15th, the night where the two boogeymen and Subriel Matias and Gary Antoine Russell fought and Tank fought all in that same night. It was uncanny that them two would lose, and like the narrative around Gary Antoine, that's getting shifted and painted a certain kind of way now. But prior to this Liam Pyro victory, wasn't nobody beating down their door to go fight Subriel Matias. His twin, salute bodywork, salute chat, salute his twin, salute. So let's look at this. Let me pull this up real quick. I had it up there already. That author doesn't want Matías to get his get back. Yeah, I'm like, man, like it's over. It's like, man, how can it be over? I'm like, but they're so liberal with everybody. It's so funny listening how different people talk about different people. Because you change the conversation over to a boxer they like, man, that conversation get a little diffy. You know what I'm saying? Like these double standards that they let, you know what I'm saying, one young man get away with like all the time. I'm like, man, does it ever get tired? Does it ever get tired? Let me make sure I'm just looking straight over here. Okay. So this is the guy. He's 29-3. 29-3-1. He got 17 knockouts. He got stopped once. So he had 33 fights, 174 rounds. He's almost at a 60% knockout ratio. He's orthodox. He's about my height. He's 5'10". He got 73-inch arms. Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. His promoter is Guiber Lopez. And let's see. I was looking down to see who he had. Now he has Steve Spark, but let's look at activity. So yes, he's fought. He just fought. He went 10 rounds with Jesus Cuadro, 7/19/2024. So just a couple months ago, about 2 months ago. And before that, 10 months before that, he fought Yeast Gabriel Solano, stopped him 6 out of 8 rounds. Before that, he got Steve Spark. Well, who is Steve Spark? Steve Spark is the guy who had Montana Love. He had Montana Love. That's the one that Montana Love, I believe that's the one that Montana Love threw outside the ring. Went 10 rounds with him. Don't know him, but then we know Montana Love. We know who he is. He fought Montana Love in May 7th of 2022. It was a close fight. Look at these scores: 112 to 114, 112, 114. So Tony Weeks was the ref. Eric Cheek, Max DeLuca. Sure you heard that name before. 112. So they all had it 112, 114 against Montana Love. Montana Love beat him 112, 114. Very close fight. You go back further enough on his resume. Back in 2017, and this alarmed me to how long William Zepeda been in the game. William Zepeda been in there for 9 years now. Cause look, this guy fought William Zepeda in March of 2017, and he lost unanimous. It was a 6-rounder. You know, the 6-rounder, but he shared the ring. So we got some names. Almost at a 60% knockout, right? So he can get you out of there. Don't know all of these names, but you know, a lot of people are going to pretend like they know the guy and all this, but this is what we do. We do body work. So if you don't know him, this is who he is. And if he is fighting him, at this point, I'm just glad that Subriel Matias is getting active. You know what I'm saying? Eddie had me concerned. I don't know what the game plan it is. It's like our guys are the guys that's not really picked and pegged to be flaunted and all that, but just to fight fans. Because you got to think, Subriel Matias had a fan-friendly style. Then when you got to see some of his personality, he was speaking English and he was going viral for the clips. Like, he was doing everything he needed to do. Had a bad night at the office, lost his strap. It's not over for him. But we don't get to see these plans. We don't really get to peek behind the veil and really figure out what's going on. I'm just glad that the man is active. But this is who he's alleged to be fighting. If that source in that article is right, this is who he's supposed to be fighting. If I go here, we just doing some homework, man. That's what we do, man. We're just doing some body work, a little bit of body work, and we're gonna update the conversation on Subriel, man, because it's crazy, man. It's so much. It's crazy out here, man. It's so much gaslighting going on. It's so much politics is going on. Melazar, salute Melazar, salute everyone. But it's so much politics going on right now, man. In boxing, man, it's crazy, man. Let's keep our eyes on the prize. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep our eyes on the prize like we were doing before. And don't get swayed by what's going on with a lot of these media people, man. They will pull a lot of cards, man. They'll pull the nationality card, they'll pull the race card, they'll pull a whole lot of different things, man. The one thing you got to do is you got to start looking at these boxers' activity. Look at what kind of fighters they are in the ring, and then analyze them based on their resumes. You know, it's a shame. Let me see. It's a shame to me. Before I go into these rankings, it's a shame to me that we even have to go through this. But look at this. Look at this. Why will be is it a shame that we gotta even go through this? The dude is 20-2 with 20 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? He was holding Puerto Rico down, and this is what was bothering me, right? All this fake ass fanfare that's been going on here lately for the other guy. Like, the other guy just had a big fight. We gotta salute and say, yeah, the other guy had a big fight. He got Canelo, but that was like a celebration for him that he actually landed that. But we all know in all actuality, Canelo picks who he wants to fight. Like, he got picked in the Canelo sweepstakes. They waited till David Morrell moved out of line, and that guy got in there. And I hate doing this because it'll make it seem like I actually don't like this guy. But I actually do. I respect him, and I appreciate. I mean, I can applaud the opportunity that he had. But think about it. This guy was a champion. That guy wasn't a champion. When you're talking about the knockouts, because I've heard it from every different angle, and I've sat here for weeks and weeks and weeks and seen and listened to this double standard that people use when they discuss boxing, because they were just all hanging on, and then no offense, it was hanging on Berlanga's nuts. I applauded him for how he went in there and the attitude that he went, but they was hanging on his nuts. This was a champion. He was from there too. He went to go defend and he lost. But if you're talking about the knockouts, like, and then when you look at these guys, because this is another misnomer. Oh man, look at his resume, and you go down his resume and you tell me who couldn't do this and do that. Let's go down the resume and look. Liam Paro, 24-0. Ergashev, 23-0. Jeremiah's Punch, 30-0. Petros Ananyan, 16-2-2. Batram Jukumbayev, 18-0. Malik Hawkins from Baltimore, right here, 18-0. And can scrap. I don't know if that was short notice. I don't know what kind of fight that was. It was another Petros Ananyan too. But Maxim, 13-0. Wilbert Lopez, 23-10. That's when it got a little chunky right there, 24-12. But still, that's still a lot of experience right there. And that was back in, so from 2019, from that point in time, man, like, people gotta stop playing, man, because they use the resume solid. Look at this, Breeders Prescott. That's a common opponent because it's okay when that other guy fought, but that's a name. 4th round. This dude was 62-8-3. 1st round. Look at these guys, 25-9, 31-6. So I think, man, when it comes down to it, man, people will use whatever they want. They'll use, man, they are using groups of people against their own people. And then telling them, oh man, that's all y'all want to do. That's all y'all ever talk about. It's like, no, there is no standard out here. Subriel Matias was holding it down. He was on his way. He suffered 2 losses, but history said that he's gonna come back and avenge that. But you can't be 20-2 with 20 knockouts and you was a hype job. You was a hype job, but Berlanga was everything and never tasted a belt, a championship. Didn't win 1 round. Because let's just say Subriel had a little bit of home cooking. Let's just say he had some little bit of home cooking. He would have retained that belt and the narrative would have been totally different. We got to stop, man. We got to stop and see. This is what's so crazy. Like the stuff that happened to the Oshakis. You know what I'm saying? How fighters get treated after a loss. Even how Richardson Hitchens, he ain't really getting no strong energy for what he did with Gustavo Lemos, even though that was a credible win. He's not really getting no real credit for it. Jermaine Ortiz, he don't get no credit for, arguably beating T.O., arguably beating Loma. He ain't getting no credit for him. What do them guys go and do? Where do they go? Like the Malik Hawkins of the world, where do they go? Where are they at? What are they doing? But because we got people that like to put people in these lanes, they like to put batteries in people's backs. They like to give them all kind of sugar and shake them up and rile them up and twist that little thing on their back and then tap them on their hind parts and then send them on their way. They just go around just bumping and dizzy and shit. And they paint these pictures all across the internet, all across YouTube. Anywhere where somebody might even listen to their goddamn opinion, they're going to paint it. And it ain't going to make no sense. And then when you start telling them the truth, when you start breaking them down one by one, oh man, then they start getting, stop lying. And it's crazy how they'll insinuate somebody that they don't like, that the agenda don't paint. They'll insinuate that they might be juicing. But then if somebody really was, they don't keep all the attention there. It's kind of crazy what be going on, man. And we sit there and we take it. A lot of people don't say nothing. You know, my channel is silence is consent, right? Meaning if you don't say nothing, then you agree with it. But look at this. This was Subriel was here, right? He was just right here. Richardson, he was right here. It was going to be him and Liam Parrow. Liam Parrow jumped up. Jack Catterall, he's getting ready to get it on with this guy right here, Regis Prograis. Now, Subriel Matias is number 5 for the IBF. Only people ahead of him is Arnold Barbosa. Arnold Barbosa, when you look over it, we've been over this. It's about at least 10, 12 videos where we went over these things in real time every week when we were looking through the rankings, and I was showing y'all what they was doing with Subriel Matias and how all this stuff, how people in the division was moving funny. Regardless of what these people, I don't care how loud the microphone that they have. I don't care how polished and how much crumpets and tea they'll sit down and have with you. They have not been keeping track like that. Arnold Barbosa, he was chasing Tio. Tio all of a sudden say, "Oh, I want to go the WBA route." And who over here in the WBA would they say would be interested enough for Teofimo to even want to fight? He was doing that basically clout chasing off of Isaac Pitbull Cruz when he was up here. Before Jose Valenzuela got it. Ryu got it. So Tio was acting funny, man. We gotta call it what it is. He do have prestige. He has done some things in the game, but y'all gotta admit, Tio be moving funny, man. He be moving funny, man. You don't know, he is the wild card. Yes, he's up and down, but he is the perfect. If it can be a Dalmatian, like you know how on the Dalmatians, 101 Dalmatians, how everything was split. That's Tio, man. You don't know what you're gonna get. He's either extraordinary or not so much. But he be moving funny. When Subriel Matias had this strap right here, and when he was doing this thing, and he was up there, opponent after opponent, even before he had it, opponent after opponent after opponent, he was knocking them out. Yeah, he might have absorbed some punishment. Yeah, he might have took on, you know what I'm saying? But he had his style. It's just his fan-friendly style. He was effective at what he do. We all knew that, okay, you can make some changes and all that, but the dude, it ain't that bad for the man. Don't, you know what I'm saying? But they was trying to shovel dirt on him. Why? For trying to protect the best interests of somebody. It don't make no sense how people be all in the witness protection plan right before your very eyes. I'm like, Eddie, you keep getting all this talent. When are you going to let him fight somebody, brother? Why does Subriel Matias have to go like that? Now, I'm not making no excuses for Liam Parrow, but why was it that he had to make a defense? Why wasn't any conversation with Devin Haney ever on the table? And now he gets the credit in hindsight to be able to say, oh, man, you know that man ducked me. He did this, he did that. And we all know that's a goddamn lie. He had the choice. He went and played in the sandbox with Ryan. That's the consequences. Like you know what I'm saying? You want to go play in the sandbox when you said you were legacy. And I was starting to believe it. So he did straight with Loma, then jumping up and doing the Regis thing. We're not gonna get on the whole Shakur stuff again and beat that horse. But he did right by getting that Loma and getting that off the way. He came out with a decision on that. That was cool. Jumped up and got Regis. That was cool. It was time to unify at that point in time. But if you look at it over here with WBC, Devin don't want to go back to Pueblo. Over here, we got Sandor Martin waiting right here. We got Jack Catterall. Jack Catterall is getting ready to get Regis. Regis, two-time champion. Regis got knocked down by Josh Taylor, worked his way all the way back up. And for the longest time, a lot of people did not want to fight Regis Prograis. We can say what we want after we seen him with Zorilla in that performance, after we seen him with, Devin. That's called recency bias, but that's bias with information to substantiate it. But prior to those fights, a lot of people were not trying to fight Regis Prograis. People have changed that subject matter as well. He did start acting funny, when Subriel was out there. It was a period of time, right after that. It got kind of weird for a second. But I guess he wanted his big payday, and that was supposed to be with Devin Haney, and it didn't turn out to be that way. But this is the rankings. You're going to have this guy, Dalton Smith. He's making noise. Gary Antoine, supposedly Gary Antoine is rematching Pueblo, supposedly. And I think Sandor Martin is going to get Pueblo, which is going to be I think that's going to be a good fight. Who knows? They more like classical boxers, but Sandor got they both got some skills. That's going to be for a boxing. Like, if you like boxing, all that hit and not get hit, all of that stuff, you're going to be looking at two supreme boxers who are going to be letting their hands go. There's going to be some knockdowns. There's going to be some guts. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some body work. That's going to be a good fight. That's going to be an under-the-radar fight. Richardson Hitchens, he's right here at number 5. He's been waiting. I don't know if it was the IBF and the weight thing over here or who had the belt with Richardson Hitchens, even though I don't question his skill set. He just showed dog against Lemos. But he's right here. Josh Taylor, I don't know why Josh Taylor don't go up there and play with the guys at 47. Him and Devin there, I don't know why. Like, Josh Taylor, one of the biggest dudes. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not even going to speak about that. But we know why Josh Taylor is number 6. He did a lot of things for the sport. He did a lot. He got the undisputed and all that. They don't bring up his name. But across the board, he's number 6 here, number 6 there. Where do they have him? So in the WBO and WBC, he's number 6 still. So I don't know if he's still campaigning at that weight class. I'm not sure. But I don't think it's good for him, especially not being active. But that's where he's at. Jose Angel Rosa, Pierce O'Leary. You got Regis, Michelle Rivera. He's here. Steve Claggett. 15. If you don't know this guy, get to know this guy, St. Carl's Chodorov, because he's probably going to be seen at some point. This is how the rankings work. So when these people pop up like Aram, Fanalian, Hirioka was over here in the IBF, if you didn't know, and that's the guy that went up there and got busy against the old man, Barroso. Got busy. Bakhtir Akhmadov. You got Kevin Brown. Jermaine Ortiz, he right here. It's good to see Jermaine right here. And let's see, what's the odds of that? Liam Paro. It depends on what Jermaine Ortiz want to do. But he in that line. That'll be a viable fight. I don't know what he's doing. I seen an interview on the Boxing Voice not too long ago with him, and it seemed like he still got, he still want to box. You know what I'm saying? He seemed like he learned a lot. He talked right. This guy right here is creeping up the radar. This is one of the next guys right here. Rohan Polanco. Now, Rohan Polanco, I believe Rohan Polanco just got this guy. I think Polanco just got this guy. What's his name? The guy Subriel. I think he just got him. Stopped him. I think in like the third round, second or third round, I believe. Elvis Rodriguez, you know what I'm saying? I like Elvis. That's one of my guys. I'm not sure what he got going on and whether or not he should be at 47 or not. I think he should be at 47, man. Lindolfo Delgado, Nestor Bravo, everybody heard of them. Santiago, he's creeping back up. That's the guy whose first fight over was Devin Haney I think that was when he defended that strap for the first time. When Loma moved up and he got elevated, that was the first guy. He brought that guy over here, his first fight over, and defended that strap against him. That's Alfredo Santiago. So look at where he moved up in that from that time frame. When that time in Loma got elevated, look at where he from that time to now, he's just now getting up here at number 8. It's hard to get in these rankings, and then some people just pop off in these rankings. Don't act like we don't see it happen. But this is what you should do sometimes to get to know and see what's going on with these folks and play around and look at it and see how everything's working out and pay attention to this. This will tell you a lot right here. Gustavo Lemos is number 6 right here. He getting ready to fight Keyshawn Davis, and he a tweener. So he getting ready to go down, and he can go down and come back up. But we already know how solid he is from his performance with Richardson Hitchens. Classical boxer. But that's the breakdown, y'all. That's the breakdown. Champion Sports Boxing. I don't understand why Eddie didn't give him Regis next. He came off a loss as well. Like sometimes it just don't make sense to me. It don't. But see, Regis came out and said, I think it was around the time when he knew what happened with Catterall. I think it got slightly pushed back a little bit. No, Liam Pyro. Was it Liam Pyro? That got pushed back, and then I think when he knew he had Catterall, he came out and said that Subriel was supposed to be next. They were just keeping it close to the vest. That's why when I be trying to tell y'all don't get played, that's what I be trying to tell you, because if you listen and you watch these interviews and you looking at the timelines, you can tell when they already know what it is, best laid plans. They just got to walk it out. They're not going to be able to say what it is. They'll just drive us crazy online, have us arguing and bickering about it. But with our guys, at least there's never any marching orders for them to let us know anything over here, especially the talent that he's acquiring from over here that he got control with, and they're pretty much fighting all these guys across the pond. This is Valenzuelan. This is a Valenzuelan guy. Shakur was getting ready to get Cordina. I don't know who Tito going to get. Boots getting ready to get Karan. Chukagian. But it's never any real clear-cut plan whenever it be us. And our guys, like the people we want to see, they always say, oh, yeah, I got a 5-fight deal. But we never know none of the names. It's so crazy when certain people get a contract, we know, okay, well, this was the deal. You're going to get this and then that. It's like you know that when you get it so the fans can know. And I think that's part of building a fight. And I think that's one of the things that I think that they don't really consider when they be making these fights. Like, don't you think a fan is more willing to buy into 2 fights when they know which fights they are ahead of time? Like, if I know if right now, I know if I'm gonna get this fight in 6 months, right? And then 4 months or 3 months after that, no, let's say I'm gonna get this fight in 4 months, and I know 3 months after that I'm gonna get the second fight, or up to 6 months after that I'm gonna get the second fight. You mean tell me the next 10 fights I know I'm gonna get to see my guy 2 times, and I know exactly who they are? Don't you think I'll be able to plan to travel to go see him? Don't you think if money if money ain't a thing, or let's just say it is, like if you ain't balling, you know what I'm saying, and you don't got it like that, and I want to plan out it, I want to be able to buy this pay-per-view or something, wouldn't it be better if we knew who these guys were? Wouldn't it be better on them if they knew who those guys were? And they let us know so the fans can be prepared and you can support. It's easy when you know something coming up, because how many times you miss out on stuff because you just got wind of it just too late. We have been sitting here the whole time talking about, man, I hope this thing go down in Puerto Rico. I hope this go. And because I was trying to go, just like the way my job was at that time, I would have to plan it out. Like I would have to really map it out to be able to do that and make it make sense, because it was right. It was on, if it was in June 15th for AC guys, about somebody to do heating and air, very, very bad time to take off when everybody's making their money. It'd have been easier had I known. And that's why I think some of these people don't really take in consideration when they be hating on this promotional company or hating on that promotional company. Well, certain promotional companies know the time. They put out the date in advance. The fans know where it's going to be. And they know the roundabout ballpark prices, but they know, okay, my guy is fighting on this date. I can make accommodations. I can consider that, okay, this the month, this the week. I can plan around it. But our guys get picked up. Oh yeah, I got a 5-fight deal. That's just like these rapper contracts. Oh man, yeah, I got a 3-album deal. Now they doing the 360s where no, it don't matter what. They getting something. They getting the cut off of everything. But it's just like that where they be so happy, man, I got a 3-fight deal. And it's like, well, who you fighting? I don't know, but I got a 3-fight deal. Like, well, yeah, they waiting. They waiting to figure out who they gonna shove you, cuz. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense to me, but I be hating when I bring up these things, right? And I ain't nobody because I don't get to sit down with the boxers and have a chit chat with them, right? That's a little bit more than opinion. I call that fact-based content. Fruits and veggies, not that Reggie. James, body work. Salute, James. I am happy Subriel is fighting on Mexican versus Puerto Rican card. That's what's up, Melazar. Good to see you, Melazar. Subriel is coming from a loss. He needs his confidence back. Yes, he does. Ain't nothing wrong with a confidence builder, but they trying to act like the man ain't stuff. Ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? He was coming off that hand stuff, went into that one fight. Eddie is down this year. His matchups are good. He is not making the fights that we want. When I look at it, when we look at the big picture and people, oh man, you just hating, it's like, no, man, I'm getting so sick and tired of hearing people say that. Oh, you're just hating. It's like when you got facts, when it's more than just an opinion, it just be an inconvenient opinion to the stuff that they be saying and the stuff that they got going on. That's all it really is. What you think? What are you talking about, Eddie being all around the world? Nah, he talking about the fact that when it comes down to the 5v5, all his fighters lost. When it come down to with Frank Warren, when it come down to the AJ and Dubois, he's down. You know, as far as the boots, he's getting Quran again. People aren't perceiving like that. I mean, the only one that's really getting busy is Bam. Bam getting busy. I mean, Boots did get busy. Shakur, he signed him, he out. So people are looking up objectively. People are not totally in love with what Eddie is doing right now. I mean, they like that he can promote, because he can promote. As far as the matchmaking and actually getting fights across the line, putting down money, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Jimmy Morales, what up, body work? Salute, straight out of PR. Salute. Just cooking on my man Subriel Matias, man, and pointing out some of these hypocrisies, you know what I'm saying? More than just philosophies. You know, they'll have you thinking, man, people, you know, the gaslighting people out here make you think you crazy. But we looking at balls going in holes, soccer balls going in goals, binary X's and O's when it come down to Eddie. So people are being objective. I'm not riding. I ain't really riding on Eddie like that. I'm not really coming hard down on him. I just make baseline assessments. You know how like when they do a home inspection, they go and flip this switch, did the light come on or not? People be mad like, oh man, you condemned 3 of my light switches. Well, when I went to go flip the switch, the light didn't come on. We didn't get the fight. Like it did. Like it's not nothing to get all personal and crazy about. But then you supposedly you have an agenda and you got something going on. Is this? Come on, man. Cut it out. James, facts, body work. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. I appreciate that, James. Eddie is a hype man. When he knows his boxers got no chance, he sells them as the best in the world. And that's why I've been trying to tell y'all. You gotta listen. I said he can promote. He can dirty promote. He can high side promote. I've been saying here lately, man. You gotta listen to what you gotta listen to how you talk about certain boxers at certain times. Cause remember before Shakur left, he said, "Man, if Shakur think he gonna get that kind of money coming over here, blah blah blah." When that was over with, his tune certainly changed. I think he's the best fighter in the world, mate. You know, I honestly think that he can be the greatest fighter. He can promote. Like when that stuff happened with Bud, he was like, man, he basically said he wouldn't touch that. He said he wouldn't touch Bud with a 10-foot pole. Bud go in there and put the flute flap flams on Spence. I honestly think he's the best fighter in the world. It's like, man, we know your script, Eddie. It's all good. You're promoting. As fans, we just want to know, are you handling our guys like the guys that we rock with? Are you being fair to our guys? Because Berlanga got the world. I don't know if that was the market of, I don't know if that was the New York market. I don't know if he really bought because I don't know what it was. But I felt like Subriel didn't get that push, even though you can clearly see Subriel with Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? Trinidad. Eddie don't do a lot of barking with Boots because he knew he would deliver. He did his thing at home, Boots. Javier Bordi. Salute, mi hermano, salute. Look how Eddie rebuilt AJ for Dubois. Yeah, and it's a question out now. It's a question out now about that and whether or not AJ is done. I think AJ got the mindset to where he can keep fighting and all that, whether he should go right back into the in a rematch or fight other than them other guys without getting his confidence boosted. I don't know, but as far as Big Turk was like Big Turk was about to come out like Birdie from above the rim. Berlanga is over here making interviews all over the island. Check out Chente Idrak podcast, him and his pops. Chente Idrak. All right. Eddie Hearn is Frank Warren apprentice. Yeah, man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Champion sports boxer and laughing. Yeah, like Big Turk was like, hey, man, hey, Ixnay on the mix name, He said that he want to fight Munguia. And see, that's what I say. Like, this is what I've been saying about the conversation. I've been saying this about the conversation, right? I've been saying that the way people been driving certain narratives and the way they've been speaking on certain boxers here lately, if you point out facts, it will make you think that they're actually hating on them. I don't discount or undermine the success that Edgar Berlanga had, and he got chose, right? But we gotta look at it and we gotta say, look, man, it's some other guys, and it was like, especially the way he handled Subriel Matias, it was some other guys that I don't feel he don't do this clear. It's clear. It's clear, man. It's clear. It's like Boots, I guess what he's seeing. Boots, he get it. Shakur, he get it. His relationship with Devin, even though that's, I think they be doing a little, you know what I'm saying? They be doing a little soft shoe, a little tapping dance. a little soft shoe for everybody with a little entertainment and the trying to drum up the drama and create these moments and all that. I think they do a little bit of that. But it's obvious the promotion that he had for Subriel was a little bit different. And that's not the only one. Because look, he got Cruz, he got Ammo Williams. All we hear about is Boots. And when that little, since Shakur got over there, we was hearing Henry about Shakur. We still not hearing anything about Tito. We know he went over there and signed, but what did he sign for? Him and his father had him active. They knew what was going on. Unless I'm behind on some news, somebody let me know. We got this guy, Rohan Polanco, coming up. You know what I'm saying? He looking serious. He looking serious. You got what? Yankee L, he down there, you know what I'm saying, making his bones, So I try to stay abreast. I'll be looking out. I'll be trying to figure out the who's and who's blowing smoke, who really want it, who really about that life. I'm just happy that my man getting the fight, man. I don't really at some point. I mean, I just hope that he's getting a check. He's staying active, man, because they can say what they want about this guy. But that's the kind of guy I think it is, man. I think really, man, he might be even more dangerous coming back this time. It's not gonna be I don't know if it's gonna be at home. It's a date. It's a specific date. It's gonna be in November, but a specific date and a location has not been determined. But I'm glad to see him back. But it was good to see some of my old buddies in here, man. Don't forget, man, y'all can come see me, man, when I'm doing other videos about other people, man. I try to tell y'all, don't just come in when I do them on Subriel, man. I miss chopping it up with y'all, man. Y'all used to have some good times in here, laughing and going ham. But that's really all I have for y'all, man. Jimmy Morales, Shakur, and Matias are still my guys. Yeah, they still my guys, you know what I'm saying? They still, especially Subriel, man. But Shakur, I just, Shakur, I rock with him, man, and what he got going on mainly inside the ring, man. They still, But Melazar, Champion Sports Boxing was in here. Javier Borey was in here. My man AC was in here. James, his twin. Who else was in here? Cookie, Bloodshot. Yeah, S.A. Killer Bees, Frenchie Gang. You know what I'm saying? This was almost like old time. We used to have a little bit more people in here, man, when we used to go off. But I'm gonna build it up, man. You say you do? I still watch you after the materials. That's good, Jimmy. Hey, stay in touch, man. You know how it is, man. Stay in touch, man. And now that we got something, because you look, I told y'all, man, I'm not one of them creators that just gonna be out here making up stuff and just creating drama, man. If my guy got something going on, you know what I'm saying, and if it's something I can build from or talk to, I'm just not gonna puff something out my ass and then make a video about it. That's just not how I get down, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna drink or sip the Kool-Aid, So it was good seeing y'all again, man. Some of my buddies. I knew, but I'm gonna be back on it as far as Subriel, man. I just need more content. I can't just make up stuff. And that goes for all my guys. That's why with the inner stuff, it was stuff to write about. It was stuff, but it was more of a, you get more hate than anything. And so when they really got something important going on, and when I got things that I can draw from, being an outsider, I'm gonna get back to doing my thing on them. I just been keeping everybody abreast of what's been going on overall in the game. But y'all know how I do, you know what I'm saying? This is Fruits and Veggies, not that Reggie, that fact-based content. You know what I'm saying? Not opinion-based, fact-based. We try to stay away from the politics, even though we'll tell you about them. You know what I'm saying? We don't claim to be, we don't really claim to we don't really claim to be master baiters. You know what I'm saying? We just do our thing. We just do our thing over here. You know what I'm saying? That's all we do. That's all we do. If you catch this on the playback, talk to me, I'll talk back. But thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. Well, we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga? Right? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to Bodywork.